Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of Right Now. And this is the usual spot where I have to undo Facebook because it doesn't want to stream. And then I have to redo it. Why? I
Typical
don't know why,
Facebook.
but it works every day. I have to do that every time. And then it starts working. But anyway, hello everybody. My guest today is MJ Massey. Did I pronounce your last name right?
You did.
Perfect. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
And
you for having
I'm
me.
looking forward to doing this episode because last episode was a little difficult. So I hopefully this one was a little easier. You know what? I set myself up because the last one was sexual innuendo.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's a tricky one.
I thought it was going to be fun, and it ended up being harder than I thought because we tried to fit them into the story. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, MJ has a campaign that's currently live.
I do. We are in the last stretch. We're going till tomorrow at midnight, and we still have a bit of a ways to go, but we're slowly scooching up there. We're gonna see what happens.
Let's see how we do this. Share screen. Here we go. I love the vibe your project image has.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this was a fun one. I was like, man, it's we got to show the city somehow because the this issue takes place there, and I'm like, yeah, let's just fucking draw the whole thing. Let's just fucking go. And I had done this sketch. This is the character Isa. She's one of the main characters of the story. She wields two swords and runs into everything with no regard for self safety. So she's one of my favorite characters. And so I had done that sketch of her in my sketchbook, and I loved it. And then there was plenty of space in the background for a nice landscape. So
It's got a feel for those early Nintendo kind of action adventure fantasy games that were just they were light and they were fun and they were just a good time.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that was the generation of gaming I came up in with the N64 and the PS1 and the Dreamcast and all those good things. So definitely has shaped my comic creating. And yeah, it's just that vibe of a fun adventure that you can
So
go on and in a
what's
in
the
a cool
story
setting.
about? Give us a little pitch.
Sure. So, in this fantasy world, we have our main character, Nuria. She is a novice wizard who would rather be reading books about magic than actually practicing magic, which comes back to kind of bite her in the butt when she realizes she has no experience in anything. And then her home actually gets invaded by a witch who is coming for revenge against the ruler of her country, and no one has ever defeated a witch before except this one guy back in the day called the Alchemist of Aurelia. So they're trying to go out into the world and find where the alchemist's atelier lies in the hopes that they will be able to find something from the ancient legend that he used to defeat a witch so that she can save her home. And the other characters also have beef with the same witch, so they're all along for the ride.
So this is for numbers 1 through 4.
Four.
Is that the whole story or we keep going?
So it's the story so far. No, we're gonna be going for a little bit yet. I think my last estimate was about 10 issues. I'm really hoping to keep to that. Because I'd like to finish this before I'm too much of a skeleton.
Well, I like that you wrote here. It's a Shonen Jump inspired fantasy, and those are long form stories. Those aren't kind of like anything
Right.
quick. It's
Yeah.
it's a nice adventure. I think the aesthetic that you have kind of caters to that long story rather than we're just going to tell a story in this isolated place. It seems like it's expansive.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not going to be as long as One Piece. That's for sure. It's going to be much more manageable in size, but it is a longer tale. It is a full adventure because those are always the stories I sought out as a kid. I mean, when Pokemon started on TV and just it was telling a story, and it's more episodic, but that it was a long going story where they actually went places and progress happened. Like that blew my not mind in 1998. That was incredible. And, ever since then, I've been like I grew up reading a lot of Shonen Jump manga, especially when the magazine came out, and those kinds of stories just really captured my imagination, and I've been running with it ever since.
I love this piece you have here, the gelatinous cube.
Oh yeah, that was the variant cover for Worston Mayhem #1 by John Eddingfield and Ryan Crowbeth. So they asked me to do a cover for them. I have the full size thing still. One of them is gonna get it. I don't know who, but yeah, that was a really fun piece to do. Just
They're
how
both.
many D&D traps could I put in one image?
That was a. They're both good guys, and that's a fun campaign that they put together.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to reading the whole book when it comes out. I've seen bits and pieces of it that they've shown me, but it's gonna be good when the whole thing is delivered.
Well, let's see where you're at. You're, I would say, 670 shy of the goal with just over a day to go. And
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough one this go.
I think you're going to rally in the last day. I think we got a strong enough community and people love your stuff. I think I'm still hoping you get there, but
Oh,
we'll.
thank you.
I'm happy to give you a little shout, and hopefully somebody sees this and decides to jump on board.
If nothing else, come on board with me, follow along. If we don't make it this time, we'll make it the second time around.
I'm going to drop it in the comments really quick. And so if you happen to see it and you want to check it out, go right on ahead. And now we are on to our main event, which is not this. This isn't what I want. There we go. There we go. There we go. Is it up there? I can't tell.
It is.
Does not look like it's up there.
Oh no, that's the other tab. My bad. I just saw a screen share and I got all excited. It's I
Let's
still got work on the brain where it's
let's
like, is it
try this
actually
again.
sharing? Oh yeah.
Share screen. There we go. Oh, you know what it is? When you hit sign in, it opens up on a new tab. What's up? No, I'm not doing a fortune with you right now. Go shower like a good little girl. Children, I swear. All right, so today's episode of Right Now is Plant Life.
Plant life. Oh,
Plant life.
excellent.
So, for those who haven't seen Right Now before, the format is very simple. I start off by writing a sentence. MJ will write a sentence after that, and then we alternate, not vice versa, but alternate, and until we come up with a story. We don't have it planned, but the theme is plant life, so that means we have to name drop some form of plant life in every sentence.
Okay.
You ready to rock and roll?
That's it. Did you know that my arch nemesis is the black locust tree? So this is going to be perfect for me.
The black locust. How do you have an arch nemesis as a tree?
They took over my yard when we moved into our house, and I have been fighting them ever since. And there are so many.
I've been fighting. I wouldn't say I'm fighting it, but I've been desperately trying to grow grass in my backyard, which is
that's
covered in shade, and just does not want to work. It's a very sore subject in our marriage. So if I ever get divorced, it's because we can't grow grass in the backyard.
Oh.
All right. So to kind of tee us up here with the first sentence, I'm going to say Pam is very excited to see. I'm going to be generic here. All the plant. I'm just going to say plant life.
All the plant life.
Yeah, the plant life is. I'm going to just go broad with it. Pam was very excited to see all the plant life at her. I know. I'm just going to say plants instead. That's better. Plants at her first school trip to the botanical gardens. So that's going to give us plenty of opportunity to play around with all the plants.
Excellent. So Pam's in school. How old is Pam? Are we thinking botanical gardens?
This is up to you to decide.
And
you've told me you've done some research with past episodes. So we've introduced characters, and then both of us, me and my guest, have different ideas about how old they are, and we don't establish that until like 3 paragraphs in, which is kind of weird, but.
All right, so we'll remain ambiguous for the moment. So she's going to the botanical garden. It's school trip time. she's excited for plant life. So this isn't like I'm just getting a free day out of school. This is like I'm all in. So maybe she was like myself coming on the show doing some research ahead of time. So let's say
No, this is not just a fun family visit to the botanical garden. She's got to do some work.
right. So let's say she'd already mapped out where her must see stops were last night, including what's like something really wacky and out there that we could just throw in here?
Google's our friend.
Yeah, the obvious would be a man-eating plant, right? But then like
Mm.
that's
No, go
too on
for
the
it.
nose.
Go for it.
Let's see, man-eating plant. Let's see what a good one. Well, there's the Little Shop of Horrors one, but I don't think that'll be there. Including it's a rare. I'm just gonna make up a plant. It's a rare Amazonian man-eater.
Amazonian man-eater.
Yeah, so we can kind of decide what all that entails.
Okay. So unfortunately, when they first arrived, I don't know if that's the comma goes there. Unfortunately, when they first arrived, Pam's. Whoops. Why does he keep doing that? Is there something on my keyboard that's making me go crazy?
Oh, the keyboard is haunted, just like my plumbing.
Let's see. Don't do this to me right now, keyboard. Fortunately, when they first arrived, Pam's friend Stacy wanted to see pretty tulips instead. So now we got a little bit of a contrast between Pam and Stacy. I chose Pam too because I had Pamela Isley on the mind, on the brain, who is Poison Ivy.
Yeah, good reference.
I chose Stacy because my daughter's favorite song is Stacy's Mom.
Excellent. So she's got some eclectic taste going on.
My entire family has eclectic taste. My family is very bizarre. It's weird because my son is in 6th grade, and he's listening to Eminem, like old school Eminem, like his first 2 albums.
Mom Spaghetti.
Exactly. And I'm listening to this. I'm like, I don't know if this is appropriate for him. And then I'm like, wait a second. I'm the same age. He's the same age that I was when this came out. I listened to it all the time.
And my husband's been on a big nostalgia kick, so he has a whole playlist of like 90s and 2000s ish songs from when we were kids. And we were listening to it in the car, and Wasn't Me came on, and he was like, man, when you think about it, this song was really like controversial at the time. Like, we used to listen to this on the school bus. What are you talking about? Like the bus driver would just pump it. We're like, Wasn't Me in the back. Oh, but yeah, and then he's a big, semi-big Eminem fan, so he was all talking about it. I kind of missed out on Eminem because I wasn't a huge into rap at the time.
It's kind of weird when all the controversial stuff when they first came out, like The Simpsons. I remember when The Simpsons first came out, hugely controversial, and South Park, and then Eminem, and now looking back, it's like the staple stuff of all the kids that were based on.
Right now, it's like, what was the big deal, you know?
And they're all still around. South Park, Eminem, and
Simpsons. It's incredible that they've kind of all become part of the cultural zeitgeist in such a big way that I don't think anyone really thought of at the time. My sister was in college when the first episode of South Park came out, and she and her friends all watched it, and it was like, what is this thing? This is so weird. What are we watching? So to think that, it's still here all this time later and is such a big part of pop culture, who would have guessed? All right. But Pam and Stacy. So Stacy's into your more typical pretty flowers,
Well, I
tulips.
guess, yeah. Pam wants to see a man-eating plant, and Stacy wants tulips.
Hmm.
If any of the previous Right Now episodes are any indication, this is going to get ridiculous pretty soon.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'd hate to be the break in the trend and do a
No,
tame
no.
episode on you.
No, I like to start off slow and ease people into it before we just throw a curveball in there. I was doing an episode with someone, and it was getting slow, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just have an earthquake, just for.
Excellent, excellent. Let's see. So I think Pam is a good friend to Stacy. So Pam will go along with this for now, but Pam's got a limit. So there's going to be a line, and we might be crossing that line.
This might be a good time for some dialogue if you want to establish that.
Oh yeah. Maybe Stacy is just so excited. I'm so excited to see their impressive. So it has to be different plant life every time, right? In every line.
Yeah, we don't want to redo any.
Range of sunflower cultivars from around the world. Aren't you, Pam? Stacy exclaimed.
All right. Pam sighed while rolling her eyes and bemoaned, I would rather see let's see, what's something boring?
I'd say moss, but it's kind of soft, so at least it's nice to walk on.
No, that's, I mean, I would rather see
A boring plant.
well, no, moss is good.
Maybe see moss grow or something like that.
I would rather watch moss grow. I would rather watch moss grow. But if that's what you're into, Stacy. But if that's what you're into, Stacy, it's kind of, when I say Pam, I can't help but think of The Office.
Yeah.
If that's what you're into, Pam, like I wanted to say that, but it was.
Oh. All right. So now we've established the relationship going in here. Maybe now's the time when the bus pulls up and our trip will begin. So as
I wrote, unfortunately, when they first arrived.
Oh, yes, that's right. So they're already there.
So but let's change it if you want to do that. Unfortunately.
Well, we'll just put them already in the front door. We don't need to.
All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when they got on the bus, but it's all right.
Yeah. So walking through the front entrance. Walking front entrance. There's got to be something like kapow. The front entrance. The class trip was by the opening this the first for the what is that thing like in the front? Not like an entrance exhibit, but like
atrium.
Yes, where the class trip shuffled. Here we go.
You know what word I like that I use that I don't think people use often enough? Foyer.
Oh,
People say, I say foyer all the time.
right.
I don't know why. It's the best way to describe the entranceway to a house.
Yeah, it's the place where you come in. There's stairs. It makes perfect sense. Where's atrium?
The atrium is good too. Atrium's is like bigger, it feels like.
Yeah, especially with something like a botanical garden where it's like inside they probably have like huge glass.
Yeah, we wouldn't call the entrance to a botanical garden a foyer.
Trip into. I was gonna say into the jungle, but it's
Why not?
into.
It's the world's largest botanical garden. It's literally a jungle.
All right, we'll go with that. So they've entered.
Walking through the front entrance, the class trip shuffled into the first atrium to begin their trip into the jungle. All right, we'll call the jungle. It's the plant life.
It's the first draft. It's first draft.
My dogs are waiting for me to give them my plate.
Oh.
They know what the food is. Here you go. Enjoy.
No, my one cat, he just jumps up into my lap and starts trying to get on the table. Like,
our cats don't listen to us. They have no respect for us. Absolutely no respect. Walking to the front entrance, the class trip shuffled to the first atrium to begin their first trip into the jungle.
Into the jungle. It's about to get wild up in here.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready to kick things off?
Yeah, let's do it.
They made it 3 steps. They made it 3 steps inside when a vine emerged from the foliage.
Foliage.
Is foliage a word? Is that the right word?
Foliage, but I also always say foliage. It's
foliage. No, I know it's a thing. Foliage. It did it for me. Thanks, Google.
Watch out for the foliage.
They made it 3 steps inside when a vine emerged from the foliage, wrapped itself around Stacy's abdomen, and dragged her. You know what? I'm going to do it different. Dragged her into the foliage. Forget it. I don't need to say it. You can just read it. They made it 3 steps inside when a vine emerged from the darkness, wrapped itself around Stacy's abdomen, and dragged her into the foliage. The thing, yes. The place with the plants.
Into the foliage.
So hey, we got some danger.
Yes, now we're cooking with fire here. All right.
This is a Poison Ivy origin fanfic.
Yes, I love it. And then I can make some sexy art for the cover. Bada bing, bada boom.
That would be
good
awesome.
To go. All right.
I had Mike Watson on here once, and we wrote a superhero story, and he's like, I got to draw all these characters. Go for it, man. I'm starting to hear YouTube videos. I hope my kids showered.
All right, Stacy, no, shouted Pam as she grabbed Stacy's. Disappearing implies that she's literally disappearing.
As she grabs Stacy's
ankle. Getting dragged along into the brush.
Brushworks. No, shouted Pam as she grabbed Stacy's flailing ankle, getting dragged along into the brush.
We're about to go on a butthole sniffing adventure.
All right, this is gonna get bizarre.
Yes.
I want to use sunflower, but you already used sunflower. What about Daisy? Does a Daisy look like what I want it to look like? Yeah, Daisy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did use sunflower.
Is it Daisy or sunflower? Are they the same thing? Or are they different?
No, they're different. They're different.
I have zero knowledge of plant life.
Or if you want something that looks close to a sunflower, there's cone flowers. They're just like a smidge smaller, come in some different colors, kind of like the same.
Cone flowers are pretty, but you know, I think Daisy's more of a known word.
Mm.
I want it to be recognizable. So
Yeah, I have sunflowers on the brain because I thought some native ones I planted last year died and they actually came back. So I was amazed. And I've been thinking about it for like the past several days.
I'm coming to help. A voice shouted from beside Stacy, and from beside Pam.
Is this a hot flower man?
It's I don't know about hot flower man, but it's going to be a flower person.
Oh, the internet gets a hold of this and it becomes a hot flower man. I tell you what.
It's funny how I had in my mind. There's a certain Pokemon. Yeah, yes, we're talking about Pokemon right now. Sunkern Evolution. I forget what it's called. Sunflora. And I'm totally taking a detour right now to show this guy off.
I'm wondering if someone. Yes. Okay. I was like, is it the one I'm thinking of, or am I thinking of the Digimon?
This is what I pictured in my mind, and you go, it's a hot flower man. I'm like, okay.
It's just a furry then. Is that a furry? If it's a plant, is a plant
furry? Well, some plants are furry. I'm coming to help, a voice shouted from beside Pam, and she looked over to see a living Daisy walking over to her on his leaf feet. So I described him just enough to kind of put that picture in your mind. But that's the great thing about writing prose stories, is that you can only take a visual so far. Like the reader has to take it the rest of the way, Absolutely. Which comics, they don't really do that. You actually have to draw what you want them to look like.
Yeah, which is sometimes an advantage because I find, I sometimes struggle to describe things in prose the way I exactly want them, like a fight scene, or like the way something looks.
It's just different. Way. It's not better or worse. It's just a different way to tell a story.
Yeah, but then the downside is, well, now I have to draw it because I've established that it's there, like stairs.
It's much easier just to say, like, it was a huge castle with cracks in the walls than drawing a huge castle.
Yeah, and there was 500 people. Now I gotta draw 500 people. Are you kidding me? And I only have myself to blame because I'm my own writer and artist. So, writer Melissa several months ago was like, oh, this is going to be so fun. And then artist Melissa gets there and is very tired. And it's like, what the hell was I thinking? How can I get around actually having to draw this? All right. So we have our Daisy, where I almost kind of envision him being like a little, he's got a bandana. He's like almost like a Rambo, but not quite, but still a flower. So he's still like kind of woo, but ready for action.
Don't know what you want from me. I gave you my food.
Living Daisy walking on turns leaf feet with a great leap.
I have a pet peeve that I like to start new paragraphs after dialogue.
Yes, sorry about that.
I don't know. No, I don't know if you have to. I just kind of. Everybody's got their own writing format and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's generally a good practice. I have not written prose for a bit, so I don't often think about it.
It's okay.
Leap.
Pull up your underwear before you come in here, because I'm broadcasting to 1 million people right now.
We're very popular.
My computer.
Your computer's right here.
This is so fun playing with this in the shower.
You were playing with this in the shower?
That was so fun.
Okay, it's a tiny lock.
Look at my boomerang.
New shower toy.
You throw it and then it goes up on with the water.
Right.
Oh, it uses the shower like it's a half pipe?
Yeah.
Okay.
So with a great leap, he threw through the air, and with his mighty boomerang...
He's got a boomerang.
He's got a boomerang. I was going to go a knife, but I'm like, nah, knife is predictable.
I was thinking machete, but you know what?
Machete is fun.
Boomerangs aren't utilized enough. They're kind of like that innocent weapon that they give to kids during, like,
yeah, like in a Sonic game. Sonic, he's got a boomerang. Got a boomerang fast.
Yeah. With a great leap, he flew through the air, and with his mighty boomerang struck the vine. This is your manga influence coming in.
Yeah.
A little bit. I could just imagine the like plant man jumps through the air. Ah!
Ah, boomerang. And he still could have a machete. He just hasn't taken it out yet. Maybe that's his "I'm really angry" weapon of choice. This is just someone needs help. Let's start with the boomerang and then work our way up through the toys. All right.
All right. With a great leap, struck the vine. You got to get something new in there because I used vine.
Oh shoot! He struck the.
No, it should be. Let's use our good friend thesaurus.com.
Yes, I was gonna say tendril, but I don't think that's specifically plant.
Tendril sounds very animal-like. Now.
Oh, creeping plant or crawler.
No, none of those work. I'm sure you could figure this out.
Rambler, grapevine, ivy. Oh, ivy.
Sure, try ivy. Ivy will work. Struck the ivy, pulling Stacy away.
I was like, where was it? Ivy pulling Stacy away.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cheat here, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yes.
You're a talking plant. Pam muttered while pulling Stacy up off of the leaves they were trampling. So leaves is my plant life. That's my cheap shot. I used leaves, but I wanted to get the dialogue moving.
Excellent. And then he's So he could go technically I'm this, and that would be an easy way to get another plant name. So another word for Daisy.
I know what I want to do for my next sentence.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna kind of tie up a loose thread that we have.
Ah, very good. Technically, I'm a rare type.
You want to give him a name?
Of pansy, yeah. Not a pansy. He's not a.
Call him a pansy. Technically, I'm a rare type of pansy, which also happens to be my name. Pansy said. Thank you for showering.
My name.
Did Lily shower? And a preteen walks upstairs without saying it.
So, part of my name. Pansy-tastic might be too long.
Pansy-tastic.
Yeah, pansy-tastic. Let's go with that.
And why not? Pansy-tastic.
Explained nonchalantly. Like he does this every day. Like this is Tuesday for him.
Pansy-tastic living flower explained nonchalantly. All right, what do we got here? That's just the thing. Okay. How am I going to say this? Wow.
Wow.
No, I don't want to say wow. Because I kind of want this. You know what? This is my show, so I'm going to cheat. There. Wow. One sentence. We need to tell the others. Stacy said, but as she looked to the rest of her trip, she saw they were all just about gone, having been pulled into the pulled behind the what's a good word for a giant leaf?
I was trying to think of like maybe some trees.
I'm
like
just googling
palm
giant
trees.
leaf.
Oh, banana trees have big leaves.
Giant leaf bamboo.
Oh, giant leaf bamboo.
Okay.
Rubber
Stacy
tree.
said, but as she looked to the rest of her trip, she saw they were all just about gone, having been pulled behind whatever giant leaf bamboo. I'm just gonna put it in there. Having been pulled behind the giant leaf bamboo. So they were all just about gone, comma. I wanted to get rid of the extraneous characters.
Oh.
I want to kind of isolate our group, is what. So we don't have to worry about, I don't know, Miss Frizzle. Be like, hey, we have to go take the school bus into the center of the cactus.
All right.
So
Very
now
good.
it's just, we got Stacy, Pam, and Pansy-tastic.
Fantastic. All right. So the classmates have been pulled away.
I know what I want to do, but I'm not gonna tell you because that would be cheating. I'll just see if I can.
But it's your show. I mean, you're allowed to cheat. I just can't cheat.
I try not to cheat. I try to keep it within the parameters I set up.
All right.
If we don't follow rules, then we're no better than the animals.
That's true. That's true.
I chaperone my son's in a golf league, and it was a group of 4 of them, and then they have a parent just go out, and I'm amazed they without any coaches or umpires or referees around, these kids are like, let's just say we did it in 2 strokes. They all 11-year-olds, they want nothing more than to cheat.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, we give up on mini golf after stroke 10, and we're like, it's kind of in. Oh, let's see. So everyone's been pulled away.
Microwave. What do you want?
We need to move.
Fine. It's a scavenger.
For that.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if the kids are still hungry though.
Say that. Say that rambling creeper.
Did I? No, I don't want it on. Is it on? Yeah, turn it off.
Grabs us again.
I guess is creeper a plant? I guess that's like the vine.
It is, and rambler is also a plant, so I'm kind of going for a 2 for 1.
Ah, nice. Double points. You move before that rambling creeper grabs us again and urged the group
to drag Stacy away.
All right.
All right, so the setup.
Here we go. I'm gonna need an assist from you. Ready?
Gotcha. I'm here.
No. Pansy-tastic. Pansy-tastic. This is a tough word to spell. No, Pansy-tastic exclaimed. Exclaimed while pointing in the opposite direction. And I'm just going to follow up with more dialogue because I want to. No, Pansy-tastic. Pansy-tastic exclaimed while pointing in the opposite direction. We have to stop the... Now, what's your arch nemesis?
The black locust.
We have to stop the black locust. The black locust. I'm trying to think of like a. We have to stop Dr. Black Locust.
Yes.
We have to stop Dr. Black Locust from taking over the gardens. There you go.
And they will.
Now we have our villain.
Yes. All right.
This is really making me think of Poison Ivy because I don't know if you've ever played Arkham Asylum, the first Batman game.
No,
The first
I haven't
Arkham
yet.
Batman game. Well, what happens is Poison Ivy's locked up in Arkham Asylum, and for some reason she gets broken out, and she gets super strong, and she takes over the entire Arkham Asylum with her plants, and
Yeah.
they have to like go to her to kind of like beat her. It's giving me Arkham Asylum vibes.
Nice.
That's the video game nerd in me. Can't help it.
So normally,
Dr. Black Locust. That's a great villain name.
isn't it kind of menacing? I mean, they're nasty trees. They have these terrible thorns on them. They spread out via their roots.
Ugh.
So even if you chop down one, there's probably like 6 others that are going to pop up randomly somewhere in your yard. They're just nasty. And they grow fast too.
Sarah, what was that show we were watching with the resort? Was that White Lotus? White Lotus. You see that show on HBO?
Yeah, I think I've seen like an episode or two.
That's a ridiculous show. Black Lotus, White Lotus. Oh no,
And then-
White Locust?
Oh no, then I'm thinking Black.
I wrote Locust. No, Black
Yeah, that's the right. Black Locust is the tree.
Locust. Oh,
You were
okay.
right, yeah.
Well, I was thinking Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's the Neil Gaiman? Is that Black
That's Orchid.
Dahlia?
That's Black
Oh,
Orchid.
Black Orchid.
I think.
Orchid.
It was a good book.
Yeah. That art
Black
was
Orchid.
really trippy too.
Black Orchid, Neil
Check
Gaiman.
out.
Yeah. Well, she was a long-standing character, and he kind of just decided to go wild with her.
Sure.
Pam would not be all about
What is something?
charging headlong into danger. What's up? What are you trying to do? What? Make sure it's on.
I'm going to cheat. But
Docking 5 points. Normally, Pam would not be all about charging headlong into danger, but trees of the
genus were
flexing those botanical muscles.
Yeah, you know it.
Were one of her great.
Great passion. Now let's go all the way. Great passions. Yeah, we'll take it there. So now we give Pam a reason to want to charge in. So okay, so actually let's flesh that out a little bit more. So why not see an animated one in person? There we go.
I'm guessing Black Locust is part of the Robinia genus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, there's like a group of trees because there's like the honey locust, which thankfully I don't have those. And there's like some other ones that are a pain in the ass and some that are less of a pain in the ass, which I wish those were the ones that were in my yard, but alas.
Her and she and Stacy. No. I don't know what the proper grammar is, but I'm just going to write she and Stacy shot each other a wary glance before shrugging as if their fates were sealed. And following Pansy-tastic.
I'm semi-regretting this name now. You gave me a great responsibility if this is
And
what
following
I do.
Pansy-tastic to the security center. No, that's too boring. To the
Ooh, maybe a exhibit.
yeah, what's a good exhibit at the Botanical Gardens? You know what? in the botanical gardens in New York, every Christmas they do a train exhibit that's like really popular.
Oh yeah.
But that would be, I don't know. I don't want to do a train exhibit.
Maybe
Pansy tastic.
something that's like a train, but
You know what? I got something better. All
hilariously
right, I'm
not
gonna
a
do a little
train.
research. We're gonna be scientifically accurate here.
Woohoo!
Black locust biome. So where do they? The Appalachian region. You know what? That's.
I was
Do I
gonna
want to
say the
do that?
model boat exhibit just to be silly, but
Do I? No, I'm gonna make things complicated for us. Ready? He and
yes.
Stacy shot each other a wary glance before shrugging as if their fates were sealed and following Pansy Tastic to the desert biome exhibit where there are no plants, where the doctor's lair was located.
Now
All
I'm
right.
now I'm thinking of if this was an anime and they went to like the desert area. Now I'm just imagining like little tiny cactus people they have to save from the monster of the week.
Yeah. So we'll keep going a little bit because we gotta wrap this up. We gotta meet our villain.
Yeah, let's get it. I'm ready for the epic showdown.
All right, so let's kind of move things along here and try to skip all of the journey and get right to the
Yeah,
the
they laughed,
final
they
battle.
cried, they fell in love. Bada bing,
Yeah,
bada boom. Here we are.
Pam and Pansy Tastic had a baby.
Okay, so they're gonna come in. This is gonna be a boss. So the
Have him drop down from the
intrepid
ceiling, breaking through the glass.
hero kicked through the glass doors. We're still careful to not trample on the prickly pear patch. Ready to confront the dastardly. Oh no, we can just say dastardly doctor. There we go.
I forgot to put a plant in the last one,
Oh.
so I'm gonna write floralist desert
Excellent.
biome. The intrepid trio kicked through the glass doors, though we're still careful to not trample on the prickly pear patch, ready to confront the dastardly doctor.
Yeah, the prickly pear, the only cactus
Yeah.
native to New Jersey.
I'm gonna try to like describe how this guy looks. Well, what does a black lotus look like? There
They
we go.
have like these stupid leaves and lots of branches with
All right, no,
thorns.
stop. Ready?
Yeah.
Dr. Black Locust danced his stupid leaves. And what was the other one you said? Something branches?
Thorny branches.
Black Locust danced his stupid leaves and thorny branches while twirling a piece of rhubarb in his mouth. Did I spell rhubarb right?
Yeah.
The only reason I did that is because I was in the grocery store today and I walked by rhubarb like display, and I was like,
Right.
"That's a funny word." I wanted to Dr. Locust dances with his. Okay, your turn.
All right.
Yes, the stupid and thorny branches while twirling a piece of rhubarb in his mouth. Wait, I'm not done.
Oh,
Because I want
sorry.
to put. I said I was done, but I decided to keep it going. And laughing maniacally. You can't stop me now, pansy-tastic. So silly. This is definitely an anime.
It's definitely it's given real Naruto vibes here.
Oh, I love Naruto. I've been watching it with my kids.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I was super into it when I was a teenager, reading it. I watched through all the filler arcs. And I'm like, I don't know that I should have done this, but here I am. But it was still a fun time. Um, and man, Masashi Kishimoto's artwork is really very impressively done. Just the way he's able to capture the characters. He doesn't fuck around too much with screen tones. He just has this line work and maybe some ink fills, and that he still gets like these really striking, distinctive figures. Oh man, I can't get enough of it. And his marker coloring is fantastic too. Okay, you can't stop me now, Pansy-tastic. Don't count me.
I love how Pansy-tastic is willing to take on his own.
Oh yeah, he's not messing around.
He understands there's a balance between plant life and the human world.
Yeah, he's been listening to a lot of Elton John, so
He can't let Dr. Black Lotus disrupt that balance.
No, that's too lame. Don't count me out yet. Pansy-tastic. Roared with. Well, they kicked through the doors. They didn't charge through, but still. Another bounding leap. Unsheathed his magical machete.
Oh, you brought the machete out.
He did. See, it's for the final boss,
Yeah.
His magical machete to slice through. Oh, I need a plant. Nuts. Or some sort of plant.
Well, I'm going to give a little suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And with another bounding leap, unsheathed his magical machete to slice through. So if Dr. Black Lotus, I'm going to say he has a shield here.
Ah.
So maybe something that's shield-like.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll just go Oak and Shield. No need to overthink it. We've got things to do.
No, it's perfect. All right, so at this point, we're going to do 3 for 3, which basically means you have 3 more sentences and I have 3 more sentences.
Awesome.
So six more total. We'll put an end to this, and Dr. Black Locust is going to go down. Or maybe not. Maybe he wins.
Dun, dun, dun.
We don't know yet. So. You can slice my defenses all you want, little pansy. I love the insults. Slice my defenses all you want, little pansy. But I know your weakness. Dr. Black Locust. Goaded. Is goaded the right word?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just double check. I think it means what I think it means, but it also sounds like gonad, so I don't want to like provoke or annoy. Perfect. Dr. Black Lotus goaded while ordering his tiny army of cactus minions.
Yes. Oh, now they're angry.
Attack the schoolgirls. Oh, he put them in danger.
Oh no!
All right, so now I have 2 and you have 3 still.
Okay. Let's see.
I mentioned the machete. You used it. You mentioned the tiny army of cactus minions, and I used.
See, we're playing off things. We're collaborating. That's what this is all about. I need a kind of cactus. Tiny.
And you know what? There are plenty of references for tiny Tiny cactus armies. Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, the
We could
cactus.
go back to Pokemon. There's cacti Pokemon all over the place.
Pam. Pam was yeah, because thought quickly is not a thing. Was Pam was
Sedums.
thinking, yeah, they're like a type of a succulent kind of thing. I keep killing them, so. But Pam was quick thinking and grabbed a large glass shard from the ground to use as a sword.
Nice. One of the girls, Pam was quick thinking and grabbed a large glass shard from the ground to use as a sword. All right. We each got 2 more left. Now this is going to be a little anime-ish sentence.
Let's do it.
Get the dog hair off my keyboard. While she sliced and diced
Yes.
her tiny foes to protect Stacy, Pansy-tastic, focused. Did we use the word nefarious yet?
Let me check.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think we did. We
All
used
right.
dastardly.
Dastardly.
And
That
maniacally.
was so.
But
While
not
she
nefarious.
sliced and diced tiny foes to protect Stacy, Pansy-tastic was focused on the nefarious villain who had trying to think, focus on the nefarious villain by exchanging blows with their
We need a plant.
no, I'm not gonna do I'm gonna go the opposite. Instead of thinking of a plant, I'm gonna get smaller. But I'm gonna go before I do this. I'm gonna, you know what? I was just gonna do it, but I'll say what I'm doing. So, in a plant cell, they have a cell wall, right?
Right.
What's in it? It's like cellulose or something.
Yeah. Oh, I should know this. I made a cake.
What's inside a plant cell wall? Cellulose fibers are long. Yeah. So focus on the nefarious villain by exchanging blows with their cellulose packed punches.
Yes.
That's awful, but it created some great action.
Oh yeah, it's first draft.
No, we got 2 rings, arenas of fighting going on.
Okay, so we should. I'm trying to think of how we can kind of merge these together.
Yeah.
So
So I have 1 more, and you have 2 more.
Okay.
We would definitely want to merge them together as we wrap this up.
Mm-hmm.
3 more sentences total for those keeping track.
Packed punches. Pam. Stacy. Look through the native. Oh, what's the cactus I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of like a particular kind of cactus.
I don't know. Kinds of cactus.
Cactus types. Yeah, typing in cactus.
Seguro. I know nothing about
Tiny. Oh, here we go. This is oh, is this like the Christmas plant? What is that called? Scoopularia. Yeah, Christmas cactus.
And there's a Thanksgiving cactus too.
We'll use the full name. Schlumbergera. How about the fallen? 'Cause that implies they've already been defeated. Fighters.
This is a fun story.
Yeah, this has been a delight.
Pam and Stacy broke through the fallen Schlumbergera fighter and saw the
Opening. Saw.
finish him.
So we've used nefarious, we've used dastardly, maniacal,
Ruthless.
The ruthless.
Broke through the fallen fighters and saw the ruthless
Weak
doctors.
point on his left elbow branch.
All right. Guess it's up to me to deliver the killing blow. Yeah, you're gonna like this one. Stacy screamed a battle cry, and while driving the glass shard into, I guess his left elbow is that's his weak point. Is his left elbow. Stacy screamed a battle cry while driving her glass shard into Dr. Black Locust. Critical kill joint. No, that doesn't make sense. Stacy screamed a battle cry while driving a glass shard into Dr. Black Locust's vulnerable area.
Vulnerable area.
Whatever. Instantly killing him and causing, and here's my plant thing, ready?
Mm-hmm.
And causing his green chloroplast laden blood
Nice.
to spray in every direction. All right, finish this up.
Alright,
Take us home.
Bring it home. All right.
I'll try to make glass shard into Dr. Black Lowe's vulnerable area. His vulnerable area is his elbow. Instantly killing him and causing his green chloroplastic laden blood to spray in every direction. I knew 10th grade biology would come in handy.
Always got, hey, mitochondria, it's the powerhouse of the cell. I wanted to see a man-eating plant. I'm equipped.
No, Stacy wanted to see.
No, I thought it was Pam wanted. Stacy wanted to see tulips.
Oh, Pam. Oh, I screwed up then because I got them mixed up again. Pam screamed. Pam is the
I thought
badass.
you were giving Stacy a moment to come
Pam
around.
is the badass one. Stacy. I wanted to see a man-eating plant.
Whipped.
Pan equipped.
Plastic. Bring over. Give her a leafy high five. But this was way cooler.
All right.
She throws on the sunglasses.
I was
Yeah!
I was actually going to add another sentence before you added that last part. I was going
Oh,
to
sorry.
say, I'm just going to write it and then delete it because it would be funny. How about a plant eating plant? Pansy-tastic remarked while dispersing. I'm just going to write this quick. Dispersing a Venus flytrap to devour the doctor's corpse.
Very nice. Clean
But-
up. Leave no evidence.
But you answered it on a good note. So now the best part of every story, the end.
Yay!
This was actually way more anime-esque than I anticipated. I did not think when we started writing some about plant life that it was going to get into show and jump inspired action.
Yeah, I didn't either. I hope that's a good thing. I never know,
No.
sometimes when people are like anime inspired, they're like, oh.
No, it was good. I don't read manga, but I watch some anime. You know what it is? I have reviews on my website for indie comics, and people submit a lot of their manga inspired comics.
Right.
So I don't read it leisurely, but I feel like I read it all the time because people send it to me. But anyway, NJ, tell us about your campaign.
Yes, so the Alchemists of Aurelia 1 through 4, wizard swords, all kinds of things in an Ottoman-inspired fantasy adventure setting. We are going tomorrow till midnight, so please join us before then. We do have a bit of a ways to go. If you love all kinds of fantasy adventure things, are looking for a new kind of setting, and would love to get to know a book-loving wizard, a princess who charges into danger with no regard for her own or anyone else's safety, a cursed djinn, and the poor child who has to keep them all in line because he's the only one with any common sense, then jump on in and become a part of the world. We are, trying to make it to our funding goal, and it's going to be a good time. I've had a really fun time making this book. I love the story so much. I'm always so excited to come back and work on it. So I'm really hoping that we get this one funded because issue 5 is going to be slamming also. This one's slamming, but future books are also going to be slamming.
And tell all the fine people where they can find you on the social stuff.
Sure thing. So you can always go to my website, melissajmassey.com. That has the links for everything that I do. If you're looking for me on Facebook, The Art of Melissa J. Massey. I am on Twitter sometimes at Melissa J. Massey. And I'm on Threads actually, that's a good question. How does Threads take your Graham's name, or does Threads take anything?
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. I was using Grams, but then I stopped using Grams because I got into too many fights in the Eurovision fandom. Byzantine Tifosi on Threads.
That's such a great sentence.
You mix music and geopolitics and things get really, really crazy real quick.
Well, thank you for coming on. This was a blast. I was thoroughly impressed with your knowledge of all things plants. I did not expect you to pull some of that out. But you know what? We managed to turn a visit to botanical gardens into an action adventure fantasy. So a lot of fun.
Yes, and potentially a nice illustration because I'm very inspired now to visualize Pam and Stacy and Pansy-tastic's adventure.
My work here is done then. Adios, people. Until next time.
Thank you so much, everyone.